Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the sneakerhead of NY, and you are listening to Nights at the Round Table. Happy Monday afternoon to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good one. There's a lot going on in the sports world today, but today is a very big episode. Did an interview with someone that I've known for a very long time, a sports fanatic just as much as I am. Literally watches just about every sport, just like me. My boy Duwon, so he will be on the show today. Before we get into Pat's thoughts, just want to say I met potential first-round draft pick of the NBA, AJ Duwon. Cool dude. Met him over the weekend, Sunday actually, yesterday. While I was doing some photos for the NBA, for the Red Bull Hoop Bus, and that was a dope experience. I actually laced up the kicks and played one-on-one as well. Got cooked though, 3-1. But also didn't have my proper ball kicks on. I had my Cougar 11s on, and I wasn't trying to mess those up. But I also had my camera gear with me, so I was very wary of who and what was around me. But with that said, though, meeting AJ Duwon was pretty dope. I spoke to him a little bit. I wanted to interview him, but that wasn't the time and place. So, I was just able to get some photos of him. And being a photographer has led me into a lot of rooms that I may not have been able to get into if I wasn't a photographer. The NBA draft is tomorrow, so hopefully you guys tune into that. It will be in Brooklyn. World Cup soccer's popping. We got Argentina and Austria coming on later today. We got Norway and Senegal. My team, France, plays at 5 o'clock, and then Jordan, Algeria is at 11 p.m. I'm definitely watching that France-Iraq game, though. USA looks good. They look amazing. They look crazy on the pitch. They've been beating up teams as well. So it's a lot going on. Football season's around the way. NBA trades happen. Like the Thunder sent Aaron Wiggins to the Hawks for two second-round draft picks, and that's pretty decent for them because I was trying to figure out who they would give up because of all of those draft picks that they have and all the picks that they had. I didn't think Aaron Wiggins would have been traded. I thought maybe Kenrich Williams. Well, Kenrich Williams may not even be re-signing with them, so that's potentially two roster spots right there. I know they're probably in on the whatchamacallit trade as well. Giannis, they probably get into that. I'm hearing that the Giannis trade is almost finalized, so we're gonna hear from that soon. So if this happens before then, if this episode drops before the trade happens, I won't be reporting on it. There's a lot going on though, but I don't want to dive too much into it. I'm still got Knicks fatigue. If you heard my last episode about the Brunson and Iverson comparison and stuff like that, I can't stand it. Duwon and I touched base on that a little bit as well during the interview. But we speak about a lot. But we're just going to get into today's, let's go and get the Pat's thoughts really quickly. So like I said, the NBA draft is tomorrow. Tune into that. It's going to be at the Barclays Center. It's not supposed to be the greatest of weather, but hopefully the weather today doesn't bleed into tomorrow. Also, they're saying that the Miami Heat are the finalized to make the trade, or like they're saying that they're the finalists to get the trade for Giannis. The Chicago Bulls hired Thiago Splitter as our new head coach. Dallas hires the coach from the Dallas Mavericks, hire the head coach from the Michigan Wolverines, Dusty May. He's going to now coach the Dallas Mavericks. And it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot. I don't really get too much into past stuff. I want to get into the interview. So we get a word from our sponsor, and then we are going to get into the interview with myself and my guest, Duwon, as we speak about the Knicks, touch base about some basketball stuff, some football stuff, and just reminisce on certain things that we spoke about back in the day.
This show is made possible by the folks at Good Goods.
Peace.
Good Goods is on a mission to make reuse a thing again. They work with folks from around New York City to ensure that everything you buy comes in fully reusable packaging, whether it's groceries and household items, or even more boutique products like fresh cold pressed juice, cold brew coffee, or a variety of nut milks. Good Goods will ensure that all of its packaging gets reused. Visit their website, thegoodgoods.co, to learn more.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you're listening to the Knights of the Round Table podcast.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you to our sponsors. Shout out to Brian Pillman Jr. as always. We're just going to get into this episode. I have today with me someone that I've known for a very long time. He is, as much of a sports fan as I am. Like I said in the intro, he watches literally every sport known to man, I swear to you. If there's a sport that you could watch, you'll probably watch it, just like me. So without further ado, talk to us. Who are you?
Yo, what up? Your boy Duwon. Knicks fan for life, Knicks fan since you met me.
Terrible.
We finally got it done. Nah, man, but it feels good. Elated. Finally got the monkey off
the bat.
Off the back,
53 years.
Brought it home. Bro, it's longer than we've been on Earth.
Yo, that's true. Very true.
So
I actually read something today that the Spurs was leading y'all for 177 minutes. So, they literally led the finals for the majority of the game, but they just couldn't finish it off. So, I guess my first question to you before I let you, talk more about yourself, do you think the Spurs lost it or the Knicks won it? But I already know what your answer is going to be.
I feel like the Knicks won it. I feel one thing in sports, what fans fail to do, I always tell it to my homies, is I have been saying, yo, you gotta let it play out. I always say, you can't have first quarter reactions, halftime reactions. The game is 4 quarters for a reason. You can play hoop the first 3, but if you come and you show up that 4th quarter, then that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
True.
Why is Mariano Rivera so revered in sports? He's a closer. You know what I mean? He was only in there for an inning, but what he did was shut that door. And Spurs couldn't do it, man. They're young, but they tried. Knicks did their thing.
You think if Pop was coaching, they would have pulled that out? Pause.
It's a hypothetical. I guess you can say potentially, but then it's if Pop was coaching, maybe other moves would have been made during the season that prevented them from getting where they are.
True that.
It's funny because Wemby was great, but all the greats lost before they won. Right? It's rare just to kind of just get propelled straight there. So he needed that.
I think the only one that won off rip was Magic.
Yeah.
Word. All right,
How long ago was that?
That was before we was born. Well, actually, no, you're older than me, so that might have been right when you was born, but you didn't even really see it though. So other than the Knicks, because that's what we're gonna talk about. But other than the Knicks, what's the other sports teams?
Knicks, Yankees, 49ers.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
And the Islanders.
The Islanders? The what?
Yeah, strong hockey.
What? Islanders over the Rangers, bro?
I was born on Long Island, bro. Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, definitely. The Rangers, the Rangers by default, because New York with the Rangers is playing, all right, cool, Rangers is playing. I'm rooting for them and everything. But as far as my team, who I want to see win a chip,
yeah,
the Islanders, okay?
That's crazy.
It's another drop.
So, how are you? People give me a lot of grief about being a Bulls fan because I'm in New York. But I tell them my other teams from New York are the Rangers, Jets, and the Yankees. But you are Islanders, Knicks, Yankees, and the Niners. So how are you a Niners fan, bro? So explain that to us.
Well, that's because of my older brother.
Love that.
My older brother, he was a Niners fan. So by default, growing up in that same household, I became a Niners fan by default. And that's how, I became a Niners fan.
And you just stayed there.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, he didn't stay there. He's a Jets fan now.
Shout out to him.
Crazy, man. Yeah, you went to the losing team. You went backwards. You moonwalked.
Oh, here we go. All right, cool. We ain't gonna talk about the Jets. I want no
But
Jets slander.
I feel like with the Bulls, the Bulls, like our demographic, like if you say you're a Bulls fan, they're gonna think you're a front runner. Why you like the Bulls? Because I'm Mike, you know what I mean? But you like the Bulls before that. I mean, after that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that stayed.
And you stuck. Yeah, you stuck there. So it's like you let it play out, and you can see, all right, cool, Pat's still here. You're a real Bulls fan.
Yeah, yo, dog. When Khalid El Amin was my point guard, I was still here, bro. Like, what we talking about? Eddie Robinson and Marcus Fizer. Like, what we talking about here, bro? Like, I'm still here. 10 toes down. But I will say this though, I can't really give no Knicks no type of love. But I will say this: you guys are closer to your 4th championship than we are to our 7th, and that's just real. This is me knowing basketball. So y'all got a good nucleus, and y'all got a lot going on. We still trying to find our identity since Derrick Rose up and left and got injured.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts up top. Speaking of Rose, Leon Rose, he's the orchestrator. He put the chess pieces together. So, shout out to him. I know a lot of times, we give kudos and love to the players and everything, but him making these moves and getting Mike Brown and all these things that he did to put that team together. It's like he trusted the process, and the vision actually got executed. So that was dope to see.
Do you give Thibodeau any type of love for having his team? Because a lot of people like to say Steve Kerr, Mark Jackson is the real reason why the Warriors won. They don't try to give no love to Steve Kerr, but in the same sense now it's the same thing with Mike Brown and Tom Thibodeau. So what's your view on that?
Shout out to Tibbs. You know what I mean? He brought us to the Eastern Conference Finals. Someplace that we hadn't been in.
99
in a minute. We just couldn't get it done. I think that hiring Mike Brown was the right move because I feel Tibbs had peaked, like he plateaued. There's certain things that he wasn't going to do, such as utilize the bench, such as decrease the minutes, slash the minutes on some of the starters playing all these minutes.
Correct.
And just offensive adjustments, taking the ball out of Brunson's hand, letting him, what Mike Brown is doing, facilitating the offense with Cat at the top of the key. So I feel those inefficiencies are what kind of got him clipped. You know what I mean? But Tibbs, he did his thing though. That greatness, that toughness into us. We definitely won with him, but we just had to make a little tweak to kind of, get to the promised land.
Would you believe if they said, all right, we're gonna give Thibodeau a ring just because he's the one that literally put it together, have this team how it is before Mike Brown, would you be on board for him receiving a ring? He probably won't accept it, but would you be on board for that?
I mean, yeah, that's up to the jurisdiction of Dolan. I can't be the ring police. It hasn't happened in 53 years. So It's just like whoever you feel needs to get a ring, then go ahead. I saw a Dolan speech and he was like I'm getting rings for your wives, your girlfriends, everybody, So I think he understands the magnitude of how everybody had their hands in the pot that, helped cook up this championship,
Yeah.
So, if they want to give Tibbs one, then, give Tibbs one. Shout out to Tibbs. It's not going to erase what we did.
No, of course not. Of course not. But I just feel like, maybe he deserved one. But maybe he don't. Because, I
know, but it's like, would your ego allow you to accept it, right?
Nope, he won't. Because he's still hurt. He said he's still hurt. I was also reading something he said he was still hurt of the firing. He thought that, he didn't deserve it. But, he was stubborn, bro. He was stubborn. He didn't want to change the way his philosophy of playing. And I do believe that Mike Brown playing the Landry Shamits and the Jordan Clarksons, even the Hawk Purdy's, helped change the whole, magnitude of what y'all did. And it really benefited y'all.
Yeah, bro. Just something that's such as simple as the Knicks used to be up 30 and still have the starters in the game. What they doing?
Yep.
Take the five Brunsons on the game. And every playoff
I know about that.
Yeah. And every playoff run with Tibbs, we played suffered injuries. Josh Hart, OG with the hamstring, Brunson hurt his ankle. So it's just like those minutes, it's a compound effect where those things add up. Then you get to the offs, you get to the playoffs where you really have to perform, but your body's like, yo, hold up, bro.
Can't do it.
Give me a second. I can't. This hamstring, I can't go no more. You know what I mean?
I can't perform right now.
Exactly. And one thing that was that really stuck out this championship run was health.
Yeah.
Aside
from OG, for the most part, though, y'all was healthy.
Well, yeah, OG. But the great thing about that is that we were packing teams to the point where it's like we sweeping them. So OG had all that rest time. So everything kind of like worked out. Like efficiency, pack these teams up, more time to rest. And it worked out. City was on fire, literally.
That's one thing I will say. Like, obviously, we all know it's always fuck the Knicks for me, but I will say that the way that the city came together, the fact that, they say the crime numbers went down, which is dope. But you just saw like the love amongst New Yorkers. Now, more than half of them New Yorkers out there aren't even real Knicks fans, because you ask somebody, yo, who's Frank Williams? They're like, who's that? You ask somebody who's LeVar Postel, they won't know who that is either. So majority of them fans, a lot of those fans were not real Knicks fans. But for you to see the city come together with the real Knicks fans, like, how did that make you feel as a real Knicks fan yourself?
I didn't see anything like it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody always hypothesized, like, yo, what it would be like when the Knicks win the championship. Yo, the city can't handle it. You know what I mean? But the energy and just that togetherness leading up to the game, it didn't matter where you were at, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, stop on any block, watching the game, every ball, watching the game.
Yep. Flags waving. Together.
Yeah, but I just felt like that was just a grit in New York. It's like when you from New York, you from here. Like, you go to any other place in the world and you meet somebody and they say, you from New York? You from Brooklyn, I'm from the Bronx, 2 different boroughs, but it's like, you from the town, what up, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I just felt like that energy was just being passed along amongst everybody. You know what I mean? And yeah, a lot of people may not know who these through the hard times. You know what I mean? That a lot of that goes with demographic too, the age demographic, right? It's like, if you were born in 2001 to 2002, you feel what I'm saying?
True.
You're 24. You may not have been watching basketball then, So I kind of give you a pass, but it was good for the city. I wasn't discriminating, like, hey, you're not a Knicks fan, you're not a Knicks fan. It's like, y'all all here because of the city. That's the one common denominator that everybody is here for, that orange and blue and that NYC. So
legit.
Let's go out there and represent.
I think if the Jets finally win a Super Bowl, I think the magnitude won't eclipse what the Knicks just did, but it'll be damn near close, because now they're the longest drought of any New York team to win a championship, because they ain't win since '69, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Joe Namath.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like the city will go crazy, but I just felt like 2 things. But this differentiates with football for me is that the Super Bowl's one day. The thing about that series is that the energy was able to kind of like gravitate. It was like a volcano getting ready to erupt.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? You knew after Game 6, if they win this, the city was gonna go crazy. And then it's just like, New York City is kind of known as a basketball town.
True.
Like, we have the Brooklyn Nets, even though they came from Jersey, but nobody really jacking them like that.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's like, and it's just like with football, they're in Jersey, And yeah, Jets fans will go crazy, but you still got a large portion of New York Giants fans as well.
True.
But to your point, it would be good for the city to have the Jets kind of step up and do their thing, and also the Mets. You know what I mean?
No. See, this is where you lost me, bro. I'm not rooting for the Metropolitans, man. No way. I am a Yankee fan. There is no way in the world I will ever root for the Mets. But though, people know that when I played baseball back in high school, my batting stance was Edgardo Alfonso. So I don't really hate the Mets like I think I do, but I'm never gonna root for them though.
Now, I'm not necessarily rooting for them, but
just for the city though.
The narrative, narrative of the city. Because I feel like now with social media, and like the internet, everything is so far, but yet so close together. You know what I mean? Like, I guess everything's at the click of a button. So it's just like, you know, before it was territorial, like, I'm a Mets fan, you're a Yankees fan. But now it's like, you go in the comments in the Knicks Sports Center or whatever, they coming at New York, period. They not even differentiating. New York is trash. And it's just like, all right, cool, bet. You know? So for the city narrative, it'll be good. But if they continue that drought, that's on them.
Yeah,
you know?
it really is, though.
Yanks.
I will say this, speaking of the Yankees real quick before we go back to the Mets, one of my biggest sports memories, especially with you, was seeing the 09 World Series, Yankees and Phillies, when we actually went to Yankee Stadium to see that joint. That was like one of the dopest experiences.
Facts. That inaugural season, 09.
Yes, sir.
Phillies.
Yeah,
Sure.
that shit was amazing.
The stadium was brand new.
It was the stadium was crazy too, bro. Like, people was going crazy, and like, I feel like, you know, if the Yankees win a World Series soon, it still won't eclipse the magnitude of what the Knicks did. Like, what the Knicks did was just super magical. So, like, when the Knicks were down 22 to the Cavs, what were you thinking in that first game?
Let it play out. I remember specifically being in chat and the homies is panicking. Oh, like, yo, bros, this has been our identity all season, bro.
Word.
Like, if you want to be a betting man, take some money on that Knicks money line. We showed you consistently throughout the season that the fourth quarter is when we turn up. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, you gotta, you know, one of my men says his coach used to always tell him, like, yo, you gotta learn how to kill an ant with a sledgehammer. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta shut that door. And teams can't do that.
That's tough.
And then sure enough, we chipping away. And then before you know it, got the lead. You know what I mean? Got the win. City going crazy. Got some money from the bets.
Oh, you placed the bet on that?
Absolutely.
I'm tight, because my man, he was at the crib watching the game, and my man's like, yo, if you put $1, you win like a G or something like that for the Knicks to come back and win. I was like, I'm never gonna bet for the Knicks. Like,
yeah,
and sure enough, they did.
Yeah, they were down. It was plus 2,000 for them to win at one point. So you put $1, you get 200. You put $100, you get $2,000.
2,000. Yeah, that's what it was. That was the math. You put 100, you get a G or whatever.
You know, it's just like, I mean, bro, I always say that, bro. Like, just kind of making a segue. I remember 2023 when my 49ers was down to the Lions. Everybody had my phone. What? Purdy trash. Look at it.
I fucked with Purdy, man.
And then it's just like, we came back and won the game. I think it's just the human psychology. If like in sports, if the results aren't what you feel they should be in the first quarter or first two quarters, people's minds just say, "Oh, the game is over."
True.
And it's just like, yo, bro, listen, a good movie is only a good movie because it has drama, it has ups, it has downs. It's a roller coaster. Like, sit back and enjoy the show. We in the finals. We got here for a reason, you know. We did this all season. But shout out to them boys, man.
Legit. All right. Down 29 to the Spurs. Same thing. How you feeling? Is it the same reaction? Let it play out?
Same reaction, bro. Let it play out. The Knicks fourth quarter is crazy. Fourth quarter Kings. Second half Kings. You know, second half is a totally different game.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like, I bet. I do player props as well. So, you know, it's magnified for me because, like, you'll see a player have, like, 15. It's like, well, you don't score 20. He'll finish the game with 19. It's like, yo, bro, you only score 4 points in 2 quarters? And it's just like, yeah, like, it's a totally different game. Fatigue, game planning, mental preparation, all these factors come into play, you know what I mean, as a conglomerate. And that's when you get the end result. So, you know, it was the same thing. Like, these teams got to show me, you know, show me you can close on the big stage. Show me you can stop that train. That train is incoming right now. How you gonna stop it? You have to stop it or get ran over, and we know the result.
Spurs got runded it over. That's my term for the Spurs. They got runded it over. So I remember you were a big Iverson fan, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know, they got this debate going on. Who's better now, Iverson or Brunson? I'm gonna tell you now. I got Brunson fatigue. I'm over it now. But they're really out here saying that Brunson is now better than Iverson because of that chip. What say you?
I'm not mad at that take. I have a saying where I feel like as an NBA player, you could be more skillful, but that doesn't mean that you're more accomplished. You're the better player. You know what I'm saying? So like if we go on like pound for pound, like Iverson, when it comes to skills, I feel Iverson has Brunson beat. But you can't discount the intangibles that Brunson has, the leadership, the things that aren't you can't quantify. And then also look at those accolades. You know what I mean? Finals MVP, Trophy Cup.
He got 7 awards this year, but you got to look at it this way though. A majority of those awards came after the fact. So Iverson, if those same awards were around when he played, I'm sure he would have got that Eastern Conference MVP for the Eastern Conference Championship. He already got a regular season MVP. He did it for 82 games. He took Matt Geiger, Theo Ratliff, George Lynch to the NBA Finals. You as an Iverson fan, you're really gonna sit there and say that you're not mad at the argument of Brunson being better than Iverson, even though Brunson has only been in the league 6 years, and he's only been an All-Star 3 times so far, or 7 years he's been in the league.
Nah, I'm not, because one thing I always say, that nostalgia really be dragging us. Like people and like memories that we hold dear to our heart, I feel just like we just overrate them. And again, Iverson is my homie. That's my dog. But just being completely objective, what Brunson did on the main stage when it matters, a lot of people can't handle that. A lot of people can't carry New York on their back. How many greats have come through this town who were great in other areas, but when it came to New York, they folded? We have to take that in consideration. And
True.
Then you look at Brunson's fourth quarter performance, like all-time great, like legendary fourth quarter, like the most clutch player of all time. Like you talking about any era, any player, mano y mano, Brunson has them eclipsed. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
What?
And another,
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Brunson is not a better clutch performer than Michael Jordan, bro. What are we talking about?
No. All right.
Because you said in any era. Just now, you said any era.
Yes, numbers wise, bro. I could pull up the stats, bro. And that's another thing too. Like nowadays, you have advanced stats. Like it's no longer just box score watching. Like 10 rebounds, points, assists, field goal percentage. Like you have advanced stats. Like the numbers back it up. And I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that like he's up there with the top 3, top 5 players of all times. The Mikes, the Kobe's, the Wilts. You know what I mean? Like he's up there. In the fourth quarter, why people love Kobe so much? Mamba mentality, right? Give me the ball when it's time to. If Kobe would have did what Brunson did, bro, just think about it. If you replace Brunson with Kobe, and he would have had that same run that Brunson did with the same circumstances, the Lakers ain't won in 53 years, niggas would have went crazy, bro.
Now, of course.
And that's the thing. And I feel like Brunson don't get enough respect. Like, no MVP votes this year? Come on, bro. Like, you serious? Like, how?
But
how?
who is he gonna get? Who is he gonna get MVP votes over? Not Luka, not Jokic.
Why not?
Not SGA.
But I'm talking about none. I'm not saying you gotta win none. Like none at all. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, oh, come on. He got what was that? 2020? What was that? 423? He got double digit votes, but none at all.
He was 5th in MVP voting that year.
And again, and this year none. But that's what I'm saying. Though I feel like certain players, I call it the Purdy effect. Like Brunson's a second-round player. He's not a flashy player. His go-to move is a jump shot. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's not a Josh Allen who's gonna run and do all this and has the cannon of an arm, but they get it done. And the fact that they were drafted later on, like Purdy was drafted last person, Brunson drafted second round, you still got to break that narrative in certain people's minds that like, this nigga's slack, bro. Nah, he not all that. He not even flat. He don't even dunk. He don't even do this. And it's just like, my boy performs though. He puts on a big stage. Like, you know how it is, Pat. You know how it is and when you got something that you got to do and the weight is on your shoulder, a lot of people fold.
Nah, of course. I totally get it.
Last but not least, I feel like you have to take this in consideration, right? Every era is different. If Iverson played in this era, he potentially may not be the Iverson that we knew back then.
I think he'd be better.
He could have. I mean, would he be better?
Yeah.
How do we know he wouldn't fall in love with a 3-pointer?
because Kyrie didn't, and him and Kyrie got similar games.
Yeah, but mentally, eventually, Kyrie and Iverson definitely do have similar games, but we can't just say just because Kyrie didn't do it, Iverson wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? And that goes to show, okay, if you want, let's compare Kyrie to Iverson. Cool, that's a clean comparison. What happened when Kyrie became a Batman in Boston?
He didn't do much.
There we go. Iverson never got back to the finals.
True, but at the end of the day, though, what Iverson had to go up against, like I said in the last episode, was straight up David and Goliath. And what he did something that no other team did in that 2000s playoff, or 2001, whichever one it was. He got a game out of Kobe and Shaq. No one else got a game out of Kobe and Shaq, and he dropped them for 48 points that game.
And that's cool and that's great, but he didn't win, though. The thing that goes down in history is winners, not almost winners.
True.
Like, we don't count almost winners. Like, oh man, he was one shot away. No, we count the winners. John Starks went crazy game 6 to bring us to game 7 against the
was it the Rockets? Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody talks about that. All they talk about is the shot that he missed in game 7. So, like, and again, that's why I feel like it's a nostalgia thing. Like, oh, Kobe and Shaq. Cool. All right, yeah. Kobe and Shaq, great. But the parity in the league is way crazier now, right? I mean,
so you saying that Brunson? So let me ask you this question: Brunson is on that Philly at 76ers team. What is he doing?
I don't know exactly, because I feel like that 76ers team was catered to Iverson just to go crazy, right? You got Aaron McKee, 6th man of the year, and you have Mutombo. However, when Aaron McKee got to the playoffs, he only averaged like 5.5 points a game.
He folded. He folded.
Exactly, he folded. So what I'm saying is that it's always good enough until it isn't. It's like the Tibbs effect. It gets you up the hit. You can see that extra, whatever it is, to get there. Philly ain't have it. No matter how great Iverson was, Kobe and Shaq. He had to get through Kobe and Shaq. And then with the Knicks, not get through Wemby. Oh man, the Spurs they got Castle, they got Harper. And it's just like, that's why, they said the bookies lost $48 million in New York. Right? I don't know what was going on. They had them underdogs by 5 points. I'm like, y'all bugging. We getting Knicks money line every game.
I think it's because like the Spurs beat OKC, and I think that's why all that momentum was on their side, no matter what. And beating the defending champions, even though the defending champions were banged up, they felt the confidence that they could have taken out the Knicks. I mean, everybody and their mother except Knicks fans thought that the Spurs were going to wash them. Everybody and their mother. Knicks fans are the only people that thought that. Otherwise,
I feel like that's the Knicks bias, though, because this is like, let's just look at it. Like, look what the Knicks are doing to teams after that second loss to Atlanta.
Y'all ain't
you gotta understand
back.
like how momentum works. You feel me? Like, they was like crashing teams, like.
Especially the closeout games. The closeout games of every series up into the finals. Y'all was blowing cats up by like 30. Yo, that Atlanta game, y'all was up by like 50 points at one point in time.
Yeah, bro. Then brought out the brooms, Cleveland. Philly clipped them. Get out of here.
Philly was no match though for y'all, man. Philly, even if Philly was healthy, Philly had nothing for y'all. And I kept telling people that. Like, I felt that Philly series, the most it would have gone was 5 games, because Philly had no answer for y'all, period. And I said that, and people, you such a Knicks hater. I can't believe you're saying that, because I know basketball, and I know Philly had nothing for y'all, even if y'all was healthy. But that Cleveland series, for them beating Detroit, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I thought that series was gonna go a good 7 games, and especially when they had you about 22 in that fourth quarter, I was like, yeah, Cleveland gonna take y'all to 7. And for the fact that y'all just turned it around and put the brooms on them, I was like, you know what, it might be y'all year. I didn't want to give y'all that, but I was just like, it might be y'all year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. Like, everybody saying Boston this, so y'all. Big bad Wolf. All of them is back. Boston. And then like,
your phone breaking up, bro.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I said Philly. It was all Boston, and then Philly disposed of them. And then once Philly disposed of Boston, I feel like the narrative kind of shifted. Now it's just like, Philly wasn't messing with y'all. I was like, all right, hold up, which one is it? Because all season before the playoffs started, all I heard was Boston Celtics. I got to get through Tatum. Tatum is back. And then when they get clipped, now y'all want to, discredit the team that clipped them because we made it look like it was easy work. I don't care who we would have went up against, honestly, bro. Anybody in the league, it would have been the same result, honestly.
You think you do that to Detroit? Because Detroit used to hang y'all by like 30 plus all throughout the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. Detroit, I always said Detroit is K to nothing else.
This is true. No, I agree with you.
I want to see, and because in the playoffs, like flaws get exposed in the playoffs. It's different than playing a team, than flying to go play Memphis, than playing the Jazz. You know what I mean? And playing a Rocket. It's different when you have to play the same team over and over again. And you have the coach, and it's coaching too, right? Your coaches are making adjustments. So it's levels to coaching as well. So Mike Brown put on a masterclass. Shout out to Mike Brown, man. Hall of Fame coach.
You think so? Because of this chip, or even before this chip, you think he was a Hall of Fame coach?
Before this chip, it was on the brink, but this one solidified it.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I'm not a Mike Brown hater. He a former coach of the year. He brought the Kings to the playoffs. He won chips with the Spurs and the Warriors, so I'm not mad at that. Shout out to Mike Brown. Like, I'm not. Here's my thing, man. I am a Knicks. I more so hate the Knicks fans than the Knicks itself, because one of my favorite players, two of my favorite players in the league right now is Josh Hart. I've been a Josh Hart fan, and Tyler Kolek. I love that kid. I think that kid he's going to be a really good point guard going forward. For me, it's more so I hate the Knicks because of the fans, but also I'm a Jordan fan and a Bulls fan, so I'm always going to have to say, y'all won y'all chip, but y'all still ain't beat us in the playoffs. Like, that's always going to be my calling card. But I don't hate the Knicks per se. And also this year, I guess, with y'all winning and just seeing how, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, just seeing how everything went through, I don't think I hate the Knicks as much as I really think I do. Because y'all put on for New York this year, and as a New Yorker, I could appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me personally, like, I love sports. I feel like as I get older, my fandom isn't as deep as it once was. Like, where it's like, I don't mess with the Jets, I don't mess with the Giants. You know what I mean? Now it's like, all right, I'm not really rooting for y'all, but
I'm not rooting against y'all.
Put on for it's good to see y'all get put on for the city.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Because like when you look at all these graphics and everything like that, it's always like championships by city, championships by this, and then like look at it now, like the World Cup. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Fans is just backing where they from. You know what I mean? Back in their country.
Correct. Or whatever country they rep.
Exactly, yeah. Whatever they rep, It's like, all right, cool. This is what we doing? All right, bet, let's go.
Nah.
So, it's good. The city's good right now. Liberty took it 2 years ago.
Yep. And now the Knicks took it.
Knicks did their thing. Yankees got to get it together, but
I mean, we always go through these droughts and then we win in bulk, but I could agree with you.
20 joints.
Yo, it is about to be 20 joints. But you got to remember, though, when we won in 96, the last time we even sniffed one was 70-something. So we right around pace for us to, start getting our shit together and start winning. But I could definitely agree with you about my sports fandom isn't how it was. Because, in our 20s, 30s, cats is going super crazy. But as we get older, closer to our 40s and 50s, I don't even think I got the energy to be like rooting against certain teams and stuff like that, even though I got an episode coming, my 10 things I hate in sports. But I'm not that crazy as I used to be.
Facts. One thing that desensitized it for me too, I'm gonna be real, because at first it was fantasy sports. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool. My team loses, but I'm looking at my team and I smoked Pat this week. You know what I mean? My team got the week high, so that's $100 right there, So, but then once mobile betting got introduced, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely desensitized not my fandom, but how deep rooted I was. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It's like, all right, cool. Like, my team lost, but I hit this parlay, and real life money means a little bit more than even fandom. You know what I mean?
Nah,
So,
true indeed. Because them cats got they bread. You trying to get yours.
Exactly.
Nah, I could agree to that though. I could totally agree to that, especially with the fantasy. The one thing about with fantasy with me though, I would never have a Steelers player on my team as a Ravens fan. You know, I'm Jets and Ravens. So as a Ravens, I will never have a Steelers on my team. I would never trade for one. I would never draft one. I don't care if it's the best player available. I'm going the next player. I don't care if that player is basura. I will never have a Steeler player on my team. That's just what that is. And also with baseball, I will never have a Red Sox on my team. Period. Can't do it.
Yeah, see me, everybody's draftable.
I dig it. But I'm just too hard headed when it comes to those two. When it comes to the Yankees and the Ravens, I just can't. Like, I've betted on Brunson before. He failed me, so now he's on my block list. But you know, I've bet on teams of players that I just don't like. But for when it comes to football and baseball, I'm not betting on the Steelers, and I'm not betting on the Red Sox. Period. Like, that's where I'll cross. That's my line is right there. Never. But I totally agree with you with the betting, the sports betting, and the fantasy. Pretty much desensitizing, like, how strong-headed we are when it comes to the teams that we're a fan of and who we're not fans of. Because we're just trying to get ours when they already got theirs.
Facts. You see they had Lamar Jackson in town, right?
Yeah, I did, but I'm not a Lamar fan, man.
Show him how to win, man. Let him get around some winner's energy, so maybe he can, translate that onto the football field.
I feel like he makes so many, like, not all of it is on him, but I just feel like he doesn't know when to run. He doesn't know when to pass. He's still trying to figure that part out. But I'm like, yo, bro, you're an MVP, dog. Like, you should have figured that out already. I mean, he is one of the better quarterbacks in history, so I'm not going to knock him for that. But I just feel like there was so many plays I've looked at, and it's like, bro, you should be running right now. Why are you trying to force the ball over there? What, you trying to prove the skeptics wrong? Play your game, but just know when. Like, he's not a situational quarterback. That's my issue with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting a little bit older, so he had those hamstring injuries, so his speed looked like it took a little hit over these past couple of years. You satisfied with the offense they put around him?
I feel like no wide receiver wants to come there because he doesn't throw the ball like that. Like, you got to understand, we just had our first 1,000-yard receiver in Zay Flowers last year, and our first Pro Bowler in Zay Flowers last year. There's a reason why no top name wide receiver wants to come. Like, my favorite player is Devontae Adams. He had a chance to come to Baltimore. He said, nah, I'm going to go with Stafford in the Rams because I know I'm going to get the rock. Doesn't matter if Puka is the number one. I'm still good enough to get the rock when I need to get the rock. It's no coincidence that a lot of wide receivers don't want to come here.
Also, you think they like making a conscious decision to be like, nah, I'm good?
Yeah. Because, bro, you're not seeing the rock as consistent as you would want it. People are going to be frustrated. Like, look at I would play with the 49ers before I go to the Ravens, because Brock Purdy's going to spread the ball around. But if he knows that you're that hot player, like George Kittle's one of my favorite tight ends. He's getting the rock. He's getting over 1,000 yards every year, consistently. You're not seeing that in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of like a little bit of the Greg Roman effect. You know, he was the 49ers offensive coordinator from 2011 to like 2014.
Correct.
So like that running style, that running gun, like they're like kind of similarities between Lamar and Kaepernick, you know. But I did get Henry. I do have Flowers. I feel like I need another big receiver just to kind of like solidify. Because it's times with Flowers, you know,
he wet the bed.
Sometimes he goes missing. Yeah. It's times he goes missing, and there's nobody, and it's just like, you know, Mark Andrews is up there.
But he don't utilize them. Yo, you gotta understand, as fantasy players, I have Mark Andrews and I had Isaiah Likely on my teams, in one of my teams, and for the fact that he barely seen the rock, with people just trying to trade away Mark Andrews, or I was trying to get rid of Mark Andrews, and nobody wanted Mark Andrews, a top 3 tight end in the league. It goes to show that his playing, he's not consistently getting the rock to even be a threat. Look, DeAndre Hopkins didn't even want to be there.
You felt like it's a Ravens thing more than a player personnel. I mean, like more than a Mark Andrews thing.
I think it's a Ravens thing because they're not throw first. They're a run first team. But when you got a quarterback that's getting 4,000 yards, but the most receivers getting is 700 or 800 yards in a season, these players get a lot of player incentives on their contracts that they got to hit a G in yards, or they got to hit a certain amount of targets, or they got to get a certain amount of touchdowns. And you're not going to see that in Baltimore. Like, I love my team, but people get at me because I'm a realist. Like, I know what my team is. Like, we're a run first, so no top name wide receiver is ever going to come to this team. We had our best wide receivers when Joe Flacco was quarterback because he was slinging the ball to all of the wide receivers, and Anquan Bolden had a solid year with us. Steve Smith had a solid year with us, but it's down the drain. It's always going to be run first, no matter what.
Yeah, maybe that changing that Harbaugh's going.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Giants now.
Oh boy, I hate the Giants, bro. Anyway, with that being said, let's wrap this up. Any final words about your New York Knicks, football, whatever you want to say? Just don't slander me in fantasy, bro. Please, just don't talk about me.
You doing fantasy this year, man? You got to pull back up to the league, man.
Yo, you got an open spot?
Big boy league. Yeah.
You know what? I'll come back to your league because you're the only league I've yet to conquer. I've beaten every league I've been in, bro, and you're the only league. But I started with you in your league, so it's only right that I come back home and finally take this chip.
Man. Oh, the homies is in there. Quincy took it last year.
Word? I bet, yeah. I'm coming back.
3K. Me, Quincy, Namdi. Who else?
Yeah, I know Namdi in it. Yeah. I'm about to come back to that joint.
Gary in it.
G in it too? That's right. G still in it. Yeah.
G in it.
You still do Yahoo?
Yeah. I still do Yahoo. I saw Mac the other day, so I was telling him like, yo, go back up to the league, man. You know,
he in my league.
Yeah, I was trying to get the homies to pull up, you know. But we'll see. I'm gonna set it up at the end of always set it up at the end of July.
Yo, everybody's still in New York. Like whoever's in I know Quincy not in New York, but for the most part, everybody in New York that's in the league.
Q not in New York. G moved to North Carolina.
Word?
Damn. Yeah. He in Raleigh. Who else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody
Joe in the league still?
Yeah, Joe's still in the league.
Yo, you should do a live draft, bro. Like, rent a spot out, go to somebody's crib. You can even do it at my crib. I don't even care. Like, I'm all down for the live drafts. I think live drafts is just super dope. I have one for my league and I have one for another league I'm in, and I just think it's just one of the dopest experiences if you've never done. Not you, but in general. But I'm just saying it's one of the dopest experiences if you've never done one before in your life.
Oh no, live drafts is definitely fire. I did a few. My other homies in my when he was in I'm still in their league, ESPN leagues.
Okay.
Definitely did a live draft. It's funny because real quick, I know you're wrapping up. We had a live draft. I'll never forget this. We had a live draft one year.
Yeah. And
Joe had first pick, and he was trying to like put his players in queue, and he drafted what's this dude from what's his name? Galladay?
Kenny Galladay from Detroit.
Yeah, from Detroit, the wide receiver drafted him first pick, and he was tight. Oh man. But nah, live drafts is the way. You definitely set that up for sure.
Nah, nothing is worse than me though picking Ray Lewis in like the 5th round. The first time I ever did an NFL draft with your team, bro, in your league. That was my first year of doing NFL fantasy, and I drafted Ray Lewis in like the 5th round. Like y'all would have not let me live that down for the rest of my life, bro.
Nah, Ray Lewis got it. I mean, you know, rookie mistakes.
Correct.
You know, that happens. But you know. I mean, back to basketball, like I said, it's New York over everything, you know? This is a good energy for the city. Hopefully everybody made money. There's a lot of people out there selling merch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You could have wrote NYK on the shirt and sold it.
People was
you know what I
buying
mean? Yeah, bro. Like it's like the hype is crazy right now. Like it's like a perfect storm, you know? So hopefully keep the momentum going, you know.
Nah, but New York needed this though. Like we needed this.
Nah, for sure.
I won't even lie to you.
For sure.
After COVID, we needed that. But so you think y'all could repeat?
Yeah. when Cat and Hart come time to resign, they can do a little pay cut. This team can stay together for a long minute. But again, like I said, like I always said from the beginning, like I trust Leon Rose, So
And Rose we trust.
exactly.
Well, and Rose y'all trust. My bad, not we y'all.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just like Rose knows.
But that's why I respect Brunson though for that pay cut. And I was trying to tell somebody who's also a Knicks fan, one of my neighbors. I was like, yo, and not to jump back to football, but I was like, yo, when Lamar Jackson took that contract, and even though football a little harder than basketball as far as like the wear and tear on your body, but when Lamar took that huge ass contract, he left no room to sign any other players. So for Brunson to take that 114. Even though I really don't think he deserved more than that anyway, because he wasn't proven yet. He just came from Dallas. He had that one good year or one playoff run. You didn't want to make him turn into Jerome James. Had that good year with the Sonics. Then y'all get that 4-year, $44 million with New York, and then he wet the bed. But I do believe that him taking that price cut helped y'all team get the plays y'all needed.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just like these are things that these are the intangibles that I'm talking about. Like just something like that, right? That selflessness.
Yep.
Like that's an intangible right there that has to be rated when it comes to legacy. You know what I mean? When you can put yourself to the side and say, I want everybody else to eat for this chip. A lot of players aren't doing that. And as a result, they wouldn't have that same narrative that Brunson is having right now because they wouldn't be here because they're like,
Correct.
yo, I'd rather get paid.
Yep.
So it's just like, it's a little nuances like that get glossed over. But it's like, nah, you got to put everything. You got to put everything together. And it's just like, Brunson is that dude.
He definitely is for that aspect of, because he figured like, I'm going to get money anyway. But I'm gonna try to make sure this team stay locked in, and we got some good pieces around me. Because if I take all that money and then we do nothing and we can't sign nobody, what's the good of me being here?
Yeah, he's gonna get taken care of on the next re-up. Got the chip now, so it's just like that Supermax is definitely there.
I still think he may not take the Supermax though. I think he's gonna be like, you know what? I do deserve more. I'll take maybe $20 million less than the Supermax just so we can sign another piece. Like I feel like that's what he's going to do.
See how it navigates. See how he plays it out. Like I said, he has the leverage now. So we just gonna see keep this energy going. Hopefully get a little dynasty. You witnessed it with the Bulls. Some people witnessed it with the Heat fans, Spurs fans. So it's just like New York, what better town?
Nah, New York the NBA is better when the Knicks are relevant.
For sure.
It's just a common fact. Like the Knicks, the Lakers, the Celtics, and I think maybe the 76ers, the NBA is just much better when those four teams are in the playoffs, in the mix. I would even say Chicago because we're not a storied franchise. I mean, we had our run in the 90s, but Lakers, Celtics, Knicks, and Sixers, like they're bigger, like almost bigger than basketball in a sense. So I do believe that y'all four teams are like the cream of the crop when it comes to the importance of the NBA.
Yeah, the foundational cities.
Correct.
For sure. Coastal cities as well.
Correct.
Major hubs. So, yeah, we gonna see, bro. We gonna see. Football's up next. So it's just like basketball's out the system. Check. Championship check. Now it's on to the football season.
Let's get these Yankees to win the chip, though, man. Let's talk to Judge. I'm gonna have to call up Judge, like, yo, bro, let's take it to the promised land, bro. Please and thank you.
Yeah, Judge still hurt, right?
Yeah, he's still hurt, but we just lost to the Reds yesterday, but we're gonna see what we're gonna do today with them.
Sidebar before we wrap up.
Yeah.
How you felt about us not signing Soto?
I actually wanted Soto, but then when I saw how I like Clay Bellinger though. Clay or Cody? I get them two mixed up. I know they father and son, but I like Bellinger, and I felt like and I felt like what we put around Judge. Like I'm not a fan of spending a $700 million on one player. I'd rather spend $700 million on players to build a better team. But I mean, Soto's Soto, bro. But the Mets ain't doing shit with him, so that's on them.
Yeah, Mets ain't doing anything. Mets is down.
Them cats are clowns, bro. They are that's one of the number one things I hate in sports, and everybody stay tuned for that next episode. That's the next episode to drop. But the Mets fans kill me. Like, oh, we got Soto. We about to run New York. Excuse me? Y'all are? Y'all not. So it'd be stuff like that that'd be killing me. But yeah, how you feel about us not signing Soto?
I feel like I mean, I wanted Soto back. The energy that he had in the city, you know, it was just rocking, bro. You know, like that tandem of Judge and Soto, that could have been like murderer's row.
Correct.
You know, for the next X amount of years. But Hal isn't George, you know, and how he runs his ship is how he's going to run his ship. And the Yankees seem to be a little bit more frugal when it comes to the splurging on free agents, you know. But it's just like it's whack to see him go to like the crosstown rivals.
Word, yeah.
You know, but at the same time, I understood like Soto. The vibes he always gave me was that he's a hired assassin. Like there's no loyalty. You know, I get it. You want to get the best bag.
Yep.
And then, you know, Yankees didn't want to give his family members the suites and everything. So, you know, they split ways. But listen, man, I don't care. Just get a chip, man. I just know the last time we had Soto here, we were close to getting a chip.
I know.
And like that, you know? So it's like...
Yeah, I don't think... I tell people, though, the Dodgers didn't beat us. We lost. Because there were games where we could have won those games and we just didn't pull through. But you know that's a story for another day.
Yeah, so the Dodgers is taking the old Yankees playbook, man. How much? I bet I got you. How much?
Legit.
All right, cool. How much? All right, cool.
And they about to try to trade for this dude Scooble from Detroit, man. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to see how it's going. I want to see how the salary cap is gonna work.
Yeah, I agree with that. But you know what helps them is the fact that Ohtani was like, "Yo, defer my payment. Let me be Bobby Bonilla. Give me my money later."
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla have Ohtani day.
Yeah, have Ohtani day. Yeah, let me get my money later. And I think that worked for them. You said
nah, for sure.
Yeah, that's smart. So, because he don't need the money right now. He got endorsements out the wazoo, and he's still probably spending money from that Angels contract. So he ain't need the bread.
He's still probably gambling too.
No comment. He was not accused. It was his translator.
Yeah,
allegedly. Word. Yo, my boy, it was great chopping up with you. Just say your last word for the podcast. Anything you want to say?
Oh nah. First and foremost, thank you for having me on, bro.
Of course, long time coming.
For a minute, you know what I mean? Definitely long time coming. So we definitely got a chance to link up, chop up. Happy Father's Day to you and all the dope fathers out there holding it down. This is y'all day.
Appreciate you.
You know. And summer's getting ready to come. So, you know, let's have a happy, healthy, safe summer. And everybody just vibe out. For real.
All right. So, yo, D, I appreciate you for coming on to the show. It's your boy Sneakerhead NY. Yo, E behind the boards. Peace.
At the round table.
This copyrighted broadcast of the Nights at the Round Table podcast was transmitted, produced, broadcast, and used in many forms without the express written consent of the song authors. We do not own any of these audio tracks, and we want to give full credit and say thank you to all the rightful owners. We do not condone piracy, and we encourage you to seek permission first before distributing our show. Simply put, we don't want to get sued. Thank you.